Some of the most commonly asked questions about Alzheimer's and dementia are what causes it and am I at risk? Dr. Sportelli does a deep dive on whether you can prevent the disease. How do I prevent this?
If you stay intellectually active, now this is a big one. There's something called cognitive reserve. You guys could probably figure out what that means, cognitive reserve. It turns out that people that are in intellectual positions on a daily basis or using their mind a lot tend to have a lot of cognitive reserve. They have a lot of gas in their tank. So even if they get dementia, it tends to progress a little bit slower.
What?
Yes, absolutely, right?
So I hear that a lot, like, oh, let's do a crossword every morning, brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand. Do those work?
So it's really funny. I'm in the doctor's lounge the other day, and we had a prominent neurologist in the doctor's lounge having a cup of coffee with me, and I asked him this very question. I've been pouring through the literature, and I really want to give the best answers I can here, obviously. And I asked this gentleman who lectures all the time on that subject. And he told me, he said, Doc, you know what? The literature doesn't really support it. However, it's not going to hurt you.
Right.
It's going to keep you busy and keep your mind busy and may help with some of that cognitive reserve. You ready for this? Most of the research is showing that the same things that we can do to lead a healthy heart and cardiovascular lifestyle all apply to dementia. So, if we don't smoke, if we eat a healthy diet, specifically they researched the Mediterranean diet, which apparently has some protective factor against dementia. If we remain active, physically active, if we remain social ability, being involved in your community, volunteering, working later, right? If you cut out drinking, we know alcohol affects the brain in negative ways. All of these things prevent or lower your risk of developing dementia, okay? Those are the modifiable risk factors. Now, your genetics you can't change, right? If you are depressed, you're more likely to have dementia. And that does make scientific sense because we know when we look at the brains of people who are depressed, they have issues with the part of the brain of memory, like the hippocampus, for example. So we see that in research. Treating that depression is going to lower my risk of developing dementia down the line. You are modifying that risk factor.